Tyler Ramos. Tyler Ramos. Tyler Ramos.
Here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, hey. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you guys got me cracking up in chat right now. You guys are too much. Guys, shout out to Creighton C. Guys, I have a really, really interesting I'm not going to tell the whole story, but I'll just say this. I've been making jokes about having dog fever and really, really, really wanting to get a dog. I want to manifest a dog. Guys, you can't make it up. I went on a little, I like to say a run. I went on a nice run around the neighborhood yesterday. We all know it's really more of a walk. But, guys, a stray dog, a random dog just started following me. And I just walked home. And the dog's right behind me, sitting right by my side, looking at me saying, okay, Dad, open up the door, ready to go inside. And, guys, we just found a random dog last night. Unfortunately, like I said, I'm not really in a position right now to have a dog. I don't really have a lot of property. This was a pretty big dog. But we went on a little mission. Dave Digital said you stole a dog. No, this dog stole me. He found me. He was such a nice little cute dog. He was so friendly. He was nice. He must have been like a half pit bull, half boxer, maybe something like that. He was so cute. He was so nice. Yeah, he wanted to come home with me, but we couldn't do it. And all the shelters were closed. And like I said, I'm not just going to bring a dog to some random shelter. I need to know that he's going to be safe and happy. But we wound up bringing him to an emergency vet last night after midnight that was open 24/7. They scanned his chip, and they called the owners. The owners didn't answer, and I thought they were like, well, we don't recommend you take him home. We'll have to call animal control. And I was like, no, we're not calling animal control. And then as we're having this conversation, the phone rings. The owner answered, and he got back to his home, and it was a beautiful story. It was very, very interesting. This was all very late at night. It felt like a dream, and it was super weird because this past week I've been talking about how I want to manifest a dog. Guys, be careful what you ask for. And don't get me wrong. I love this dog, but I'm glad he's back home with his family. But, yeah, you got to be careful what you want to manifest because you never know. It just might pop up in your life. Anyway, super crazy. But what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right after ATB. Shout out to my boy DZ. You guys know the drill. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys for spending your precious time with the Candle Mafia to do 2 hours of TA. And guys, we got some really interesting stuff to look at here on the charts. Obviously, we've gotten a big move up for Bitcoin, and we actually have started to create a new little range here that I want to take a look at with you guys. And there are some higher time frames. Not the super higher time frames; those still look really bullish. But there are some higher hourly time frames that look like we might want to cool off a little bit here. So we're gonna be taking a look at some of those levels to the downside. Shout out to Emax, said you just saved the dog. Yes, yeah, it was super nice. Juan says I want to manifest $50,000 Bitcoin. Let's go, baby, let's go. But yeah, super. Can you manifest $1 million? Shout out to Metabice. I really want to manifest $1 million for Metabice. Metabice, it might just follow you home if you go on a walk tonight. You might find it on the floor. I actually found 20. We went to Walmart to get a leash and a collar for the dog so we could bring it to the vet. And we just found $20 on the floor. Last night was a weird night, guys. It was like I felt like I was like in a video, like everyone was like an NPC. Have you ever been in Walmart at midnight? It's very weird. I felt like it was a dream. It was really weird. I don't even know if this dog was real, guys. I don't know. It was very strange. It was like a weird thing. Me and Mrs. Campbell were driving home. We're like, was that real? It just felt very strange. But yeah, shout out to all the good boys and girls out there. I'm not talking about you, Mafia. I'm talking about your little pups. But yeah, guys, I want to talk about if we are going to get a cool down here, and if we do, where could we look to cool off to? Going to show some key levels of support to the downside and let you guys kind of know, where I stand, right? Do I think we're coming down lower? Do I think we're going to hold this range? We're actually holding a pretty important level of support right now. Not that if we break it, we're going to dump, but if we do wind up breaking this level, we could see a decently quick move to the downside. And I'm going to show you guys why I would be expecting that. Scott Free, shout out to you, man. I have not drinking the goat fuel, which has mushrooms in it. I don't know what kind of mushrooms, but I don't know. But no, I have not drinking that in a while. Yeah, no, I don't know what was going on last night. Super, super weird. Dogs are the best. Crypto Crab Man, you got that dang right, baby. Shout out to Nate. I see you. But guys, without further ado, let's go say what's up to the Candle Mafia, and then let's go ahead and jump into the charts because, like I said, we do have some interesting stuff to take a look at. And shout out to Captain Kirk in the chat. What is up, Cap? Good to see you in Discord earlier as well. What is going on? Shout out to Dave Darius, I almost said, because he said Frank, serious question. Shout out to Dave Digital, and he said, Frank, who hurt Nick? I assume you were in Blockchain Basement earlier, Dave Digital. If you guys were watching Blockchain Basement earlier, I had to go down there and ask BJ a question about my cameras and everything for my studio at the office. And yeah, I just kind of came in and it was chaos. They were like, yeah, he's like, yeah, what's the question? They were having a conversation. I was trying to let them finish, but BJ's like, ask me the question. It was complete chaos. And then I knocked over Drew's energy drink on the way out. So shout out to Drew. Sorry about that, bro. But yeah, it was complete chaos. And then Nick told everybody to unsubscribe to my channel. Yeah, Nick's after us. I thought it was our Italian paisan. Looks like we're rival mafias, I guess. No, I'm just kidding. We love Nick. But with all that being said, what is going on, Captain Kirk? Good to see you here. Creighton C said, oh, my God, these are feelings you got with the Red Bull. Oh, no. Creighton C, you might be right, dude. Guys, listen, I'm not saying I can actually predict things by this weird feelings that I get, but Creighton C's actually right. He says, oh my God, these are the feelings you got with the Red Bull, then the Lambo. Now you created money and a dog. You got powers. Yeah, guys, we ran out of gas in the Lambo, and then when we filled the Lambo back up, whose symbol is actually a bull, we put gas in the Lambo, and Bitcoin ripped to 30K. And then I forget what happened with I spilled the Red Bull, and I think the market dumped, and I was like, I hope this doesn't dump the market, and it did. This might send Bitcoin to 48K, guys. I'm not going to lie. Finding this dog, finding that $20 at Walmart might bring Bitcoin to 48K. Shout out to Creighton C, bro. Thank you for the super chat. I really do appreciate you. And shout out to Ambatter Virus for joining the muscle. I appreciate you for getting that membership, man. I do appreciate you. And Rob the Crypto Snob said, Frankie Candle's going to get a shout out for my niece, Myra, visiting me here in Malta. Hey, Myra, it's Frankie Candle's here. Shout out to your uncle, Rob the Crypto Snob. He's not even really a snob. He's actually a really nice guy. He helps me out on my YouTube channel. But Myra, your uncle's the man. I like to call him Rob the Funkle. I'm Frankie the Funkle. We're just a couple of Funkle friends. Shout out to you, Myra. Have fun with your uncle. I know he's a good guy. Rob, go hang out with your niece. You go ahead. You got the day off. Shout out to Rob. I'm kidding, guys. We don't. Rob does this out of goodness of his heart. We don't make a schedule for him. He just does this because he's a good human being, and we love him for it. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob, and shout out to your niece Myra. Shout out to Captain Kirk, Dave Digital, Darren does things. What is going on, bro? Showing some love to the mods. Chemistry Bro in the chat. Said Nick Tater going off the rails. Oh, God. Shout out to Chem, bro. Good to see you, bro. Thank you for being here. Thank you to all the mods in the chat right now. You guys know him. Crypto Billy, Captain Kirk, Crypto Anon, Chemistry Bro, Rob the Crypto Snob. You guys know them all. Tyler Durden, who actually just left today. I got to hang out with Tyler the past couple days. Super cool guy. Tyler, hope you have a safe trip home, my man. And yeah, awesome meeting you. Shout out to Kelly Kellum in the chat, guys. Go show his YouTube channel some love, the BitLab Academy. One of our friends here from Hit Network. Let's see. Tony D says, Frank, what's the exact price of Bitcoin going to be in 3 hours? 48K. We found a dog yesterday in 20 bucks. So shout out to Tony D. But yeah, guys, without further ado, last but not least, B Team Crypto, Rafa in the house, John Davis, Jose, what is going on? Bring the bing bong. Oh, we're about to bring it, baby. Shout out to Creighton C. Luke, Crypto Lady. I saw you thanking me for that video. I dropped a personal video in the premium Discord helping her out with something. Shout out to Crypto Lady. Hopefully that helped you out. And with all that being said, we got Tanner Time in the chat. We got Lab Coats in the chat for Kelly. But guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts. $33,300 in 3 hours. Shout out to Remington. I hope so. Let's go. Let's see. Okay. Bull market is upon us. Shout out to Crypto Trucker Mike. But guys, what's up, Armani? What's going on, bro? Okay, guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and check out what we got going on here. Now, don't want to take a look at this chart. I want to take, guys, can we look at something here real quick before we get into the actual TA, guys? The Binance US chart absolutely, the Binance chart absolutely dumped. I don't know what is going on here, right? Like, I mean, it didn't absolutely dump, but it actually wicked all the way down to 28.8K, which is a key level that we're going to look at in just a second. I'm going to show you exactly why we're looking at that level and why it's so important. However, guys, I don't know why this did not happen on any other chart. I'll go to the 24-minute. I'll go to the 24-minute on this chart here, or actually, I guess we'll go on this chart. But yeah, guys, like this is look how messed up this is, right? Like we only came down to about 29.5 on every other chart, but Binance absolutely nuked to the floor. Not really. 28.8. I don't know what happened there. Very interesting. I saw somebody mention it earlier, and I was like, yeah, what the heck is going on with that? But we're not looking at the Binance chart today. We're going to be taking a look. I'm going to actually look at the Bitstamp chart, guys, because there is, yeah, let's take a look at this. But shout out to Crypto Infinity for that super chat. Said, Frank's got the sauce. Frank's got the sauce. I appreciate this setup today in the premium. Shout out to, oh yeah, I was going to say, shout out to Crypto Infinity on winning that trade. I'll give you guys a little bit of a review of that trade just to show you guys kind of what we were looking at so you could try to learn something. But shout out to Crypto Infinity. Congrats, bro. Super happy you were able to take advantage of that information. Hopefully you took some profits along the way, and hopefully it keeps playing out. But shout out to Crypto Infinity, and shout out to Gravy Baby. Hey, shout out to Gravy Baby. Says, what's up with BitCat? Am I the only one locked out? Gravy Baby, they are making some changes. I'm going to try to, I think Tony D has a meeting with them. We're going to find out all the details, and I will update you when I get more information. But yeah, they are doing some updates as far as KYC and everything goes. I don't want to butcher the details, but I will give you updates as soon as I get them. You're not the only one, but hang in there. I will get more information and update you guys. Shout out to Thesis himself. Said, I'm adding Heikinashi candles to my yellow X list. Oh, no. Thesis himself doesn't even believe in yellow X's or Heikinashi candles anymore. Shout out to Thesis himself. You're the man, bro. Hopefully, Tyler Durden showed you that picture that I took for you, bro. It's all love. But shout out to Thesis himself. We appreciate you, bro. Thank you for that super chat. And I don't know. Heikinashi candles kind of are fake, right? They don't even show the real price. They show an average. That's kind of it's kind of fake, right? I would actually kind of agree with you there. They're not real. Shout out to Thesis himself. Oh my God, my Heikinashi candles just disappeared. Thesis, you broke my Heikinashi candles. Shout out to Thesis. Yeah, bro. Yeah, Thesis, you're the man, bro. Shout out to you. Thesis, you got to come visit, bro. I want to meet you too. Everybody, come visit us. I want to meet all you guys. Shout out to Medic Money. But, guys, let's take a look at what's going on Bitcoin, and then we'll come back to chat in just a second. Hey, shout out to Captain Kirk. Love the Mafia. Cap, we love you back. Thank you for being here, and thank you for all you do. I love seeing you pop up in chat. The official mama of the Candle Mafia, Captain Kirk. Show Captain some love in chat. But, guys, we got some interesting stuff here, right? I'm going to come back to the higher time frames. I don't want to really sound like a dead horse here. That's not what I meant to say. I don't want to beat a dead horse here. But the higher time frames are looking good. We went over it. The weekly green dot is definitely a good sign. The 6-day money flow coming up. Green dot printing. You got that tiny little trigger wave. Absolutely beautiful. And it's playing out just like we wanted it to, right? But I'm not going to spend too much time on that, but I do want to spend a little bit of time on the macro here, and I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to hide this TA really quickly, and I just kind of want to talk to you guys about where we are, right? Like, let's look at what is going on here. Now, obviously, if you go ahead, actually, let me see if this will work on the Bitstamp chart. Yeah, here we are, right? This is a we are at important resistance, and we talked about this the last time we came up to this area. Excuse me. And sounds like a dead horse. Oh, my Mafia, baby. Shout out to Captain. Shout out to Thesis. You guys are crazy. But listen, guys, we were talking about how important this level is, and I'm just going to, even if you're not looking at the volume profile, I just want to take a look at this for a second, right? This is important. This is such important resistance. This is why I was calling it monumental resistance the first time we came up to it, and it's part of the reason why we were looking for a cool-off before getting another push up above this level. And just look at the structure here, right? This was support. This was the original this was a big support resistance flip. And we basically held this level of support throughout the entire bull market, right? Not the entire bull market, but the entire top, right? We kind of came up here, ranged around, had the double top. But we held support here once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the 6-day chart, almost the weekly. You can go up to the weekly chart. Look how much we held this. I'm actually going to go ahead and hide the actual volume profile here just so I can see the levels, right? Like look at how many times you hold this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? And then you come down here. We held it right before we lost it, right? But this is very important resistance. And it's also really important because it is the value area low of this bigger range. And guys, if we get above this level, we have to treat this like a volume profile. And if we wind up flipping this level to support, and again, I want you guys to remember back to what we were looking at before we got this pump. We were looking to flip a value area low down here to support before getting another move up. It is the same thing, but we are just looking at more of a zoomed out perspective. But if we wind up coming up and flipping this to support, guys, this could wind up giving us a move to our point of control of that macro range, which is coming in at about $34,338. Now, not guaranteeing we're going to get there tomorrow or the next day. However, we need to be aware that this is a previous value area low. And we're going to look at some other previous value area levels that we have to keep in mind as well. They're going to come more in play to the downside. But just in terms of simple TA, right? Like, let's hide the volume profile for now. This is very important resistance. We held it here, right? We held it here. We held it here. We held it here, right? And then we lost it. But we are now testing this. We tested it once. Now maybe we can break it. But the fact that it is also in perfect confluence with this value area low now gives us context into what might happen if we flip it to support. If we flip it to support, I do think the next likely spot for price to go is going to be that point of control at about $34,338, right? Now, we do have some levels. Obviously, this $33,000 level right here, almost $33,000 even, is a level that we'll probably get some turbulence on, right? And there are some other levels that I'll show you guys in a minute, but just in the macro, right? Just, we could consider that somewhat noise, right? If we break above here, we get a weekly candle. Let me get rid of this really quickly. Let me just get rid of this brush. Maybe we come down from here a little bit, right? And then we print a new weekly candle, and we pop up, and then we reject a little bit, and then we print another weekly candle. It's likely going to be messy, but I will be considering that noise. The next major stop, maybe this weekly green dot will be able to get us there, but just to be aware, this is a value area low, and if we flip it to support, understand that we may start to see our move up to the point of control, again coming in at $34,338. And guys, if we wind up getting above that level, we could potentially open the door to come back to the value area high. Where does that value area high come in at? Creighton, 50K. Correct. Well, $49,852.62. I'm just kidding. It's about 50K, right? And why is that important? Why does that make a lot of sense? Because if we look at our macro golden pocket that we've been looking at, look at the confluence, guys. Look at that confluence. We've been talking about a potential move to this golden pocket for a long time. Honestly, how long have we been talking about this? Let's see. We've been talking about this move for probably since back here in 2022. We've been talking about a move up to that 48 to 50K level to test that golden pocket. And again, we basically got that kind of thought from the previous bull market where we came up and tested that macro golden pocket at about $14,000 for a 350% bear market rally. Now, if we get another massive bear market rally, I talked about this on the BitBoy Crypto Show this morning, we could see that continued move up. Understand that this is not as hopium as you would think. This is only a 213%, give or take some dollars there or some percentages, about a 200 and change percent move. That's not impossible to do. We pulled 350% back here. We could easily see a 200% pump from the bottom all the way up here to that local golden pocket, and we have perfect confluence between that golden pocket and our value area high. And now we know that if we get above this value area low, we could start to think that we may open up the doors to reach those range highs. And if we get above that POC, we're going to think it's probably very likely. Now, it's likely not going to look that clean, right? We're not just going to hop on top of here, straight to the POC, hop on top of there, straight to 50K. Likely not going to be the case, right? It's probably going to look more something like this, right? We'll probably hop above here, then we'll slip it a little bit, but we'll come back up, and then maybe we'll go to the POC, and then back down to the low, and then maybe back up here, come up, down, right? And it's going to be really annoying and messy. But we can know, once we get above that level, eventually we're expecting, hey, we might be getting accepted back into this area of balance. We would expect to eventually get to the highs. And I'm not really going to dig in too much onto the volume profiles right now because we talked about them so much recently. I don't want to beat a dead horse again. But you guys know, once you flip that value area low, you're very likely to come to the high. But just understand there are, it's not just that, like, there's no levels between here, right? We're obviously going to bing bong around in here. There's other levels of support and resistance. There's other volume profiles that we could pull within this range that will give us very key levels as well. But just from a macro perspective, guys, zooming in, looking at the long term, looking at where are we going over the next year, right? Like, not where are we looking for scalp short, scalp longs, right? We're looking long term. And this is where I could potentially see us coming. Now, I would be very careful if we did make it up here, right? If we wound up making it up here, I would be very, very careful, guys, because number one, we're likely to get some kind of harsh rejection there, right? Like, it's a very big level. Even if we wicked up to the 786 at 57K, now that's getting a little high up there. But once we get to this level, guys, it's going to be a very big level of resistance. And even if we are, I will be looking for very, very big rejections here for sure. So just looking at the grander scheme, right, the more macro, the bigger perspective, the longer-term perspective, this is what we're looking at, right? Not impossible to get a move all the way up here. And it's not guaranteed we get up there either. But this is kind of, we're approaching this level. The reason I bring this up is because we are tapping on the door to this level. And, I feel like we don't really look at the long term as often, and I just wanted to cover this for you guys because I think it's a little simpler to digest, especially for new people. Like this is what we got, right? Like, and again, if the volume profile is confusing you, just look at the general TA. Like, this has been support, right? Like, you could even draw this as one support level, right? Like, this is just a big range of support, right? And support, resistance. Eventually, when we break out of this resistance, it is likely that we will get accepted back into that range high, and that would line up with our thought of coming up here eventually to test that 48 to 50K level. So I just wanted to cover that really quickly. And yeah, let's go ahead and kind of just zoom down. Let me just check on these. A lot of super chats today. Let's go. Shout out to Ofox. What is going on, Ofox? Good to see you, man. Says, what's up, Frankie? Just getting back into trading. I love your premium section in the Discord. This is helping a lot. Keep doing what you're doing, LFG. Shout out to Ofox. Guys, people loving the premium. It makes me feel good, guys. Makes me feel good. Shout out to Ofox. I'm glad you're enjoying it, bro. It is, I will say this. I will say it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work. I feel it's not really. It's a lot of work. It takes a lot of time. I've actually had to adjust my whole schedule because it used to just be like focus on YouTube, focus on YouTube, focus on YouTube, but I have to dedicate a lot of time to that Discord, so I've had to reorganize my whole schedule, so it makes me super happy that it's paying off and you're enjoying it and you're finding the value in it, and yeah, we're going to continue to evolve it over time, but shout out to Ofox. Let's go. Shout out to you, man. I do appreciate you, and it's good to see you getting back into it, bro. Sometimes you got to walk away, and that's what it takes. Sometimes you got to walk away and take a little bit of a break, but shout out to Creighton C. Said you found a pit bull. Okay, Creighton C's breaking it down, guys. He said you found a pit bull and a 20, right? 20% from here is $36K. $2,000 up is $32K, and $20K up is $50K. It's the signs. Creighton C, save this moment, because when we hit $50K, that might be the super chat that created Bitcoin. Or made Bitcoin go to $50K. Shout out to Creighton C. I would also like to say that Binance, speaking of $2K, up from here is $32,000. Binance US was $2,000 lower of a price than every other exchange. That's another sign. That's another sign. Shout out to Creighton C. Let's go. Shout out to you, man. We're kidding, guys. I'm kidding. I mean, but it did work last time. I'm just saying. But shout out to Creighton C, and shout out to Hannah King for gifting those memberships, Hannah. Thank you so much. You're an absolute legend for doing that. The reason I'm laughing so hard is because I just peeped this chat here that says, this guy loves beating horses. No. Oh, God. Anyway, shout out to Hannah King. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And shout out to John Davis. But yeah, Hannah, you're an absolute legend. Crypto Totoro, welcome to the muscle, bro. I appreciate you. Let's see. Yeah. Shout out to you guys. Hannah's an absolute legend. Shout out to everybody who just got a membership. Thank Hannah. Show Hannah some love in the chat. But yeah, let's go ahead and continue on. Sue Teeth said, makes sense. But there you go, guys. Like, this is where we're at. Like, we are tapping on the door, guys. We are tapping on the door. And, yeah, it is, just trying to see something here. Interesting. Okay. I just wanted to see something real quick. But anyway, that's what we're looking at, right? Like, this is a very, very key level. We are tapping on the door. Now, I mean, you could even consider this the door to higher prices, right? Like, coming in at 30,600. Like, this could be the door to higher prices, right? We got to get past this level. If we do, I think we could see much more upside for Bitcoin. And with that being said, let's come down to some of these lower time frames, and I want to kind of pull up some more macro levels, not that macro, not all the way on the weekly macro, but I want to pull up some more longer-term levels really quickly with you guys. And let's go. Here we go, right? Pull that sideways. Actually, hold up, guys. Hold up. Let me see. Did I already have this? Yeah, I already have this up. Okay, so here are some other really, really important levels of support that we need to be looking at. Shout out to SAS Finance. Zaya says, knock, knock. Who's there? Frankie's TA. Let's go. Bing bong. Shout out to SAS Finance. Can you pull up the Matic chart? Yes, we will take a look at the Matic chart a little deeper into the stream. Once I finish the Bitcoin TA, we will go into the altcoins, and I will go ahead and take a look at Matic for you for sure. Not a problem. But here we go. Let me just hide this trade, and let's take a look here. Now, you know what? Maybe I want to do this live. I want to do this live with you guys. Now, zooming out, right? We have been looking at some higher time frame levels, guys, going all the way back to which one do I want to show? I'm going to show this one. So going all the way back to 2022, guys, obviously we have this value area that we were trading in for quite some time. And if we extrapolate those levels, we've done this in the past. We get the previous, that's why I have these labeled previous value area low, previous POC, previous value area high, and then we have another previous value area high up here. And this is kind of, let me hide this box really quickly. These are the levels that we're looking at now, right? Because we have this macro value area that we've been looking at, right? We have this macro value area. This is kind of the current macro value area we were looking at. This was the key value area we had to get accepted back into before getting that big move up to the highs of the range. But as we broke through the highs of this range, guys, we cracked into that previous value area from back here in 2022. What that has done has opened up the door to higher prices, right? And we have already gotten this move. However, once we broke that value area, previous value area low, again, between 28.8K and I would say 28,600. Once we broke that, we knew we were likely going to get accepted back into this area of balance, right? Area of balance is between this level and this level. That is that value area, right? And then we have this other current value area right here. They kind of bleed into each other, right? But these are the value areas we're looking at. And just like we looked for this to get flipped, this value area low to get flipped to support before getting a move up to the range high, we would have been looking for the same thing here, looking for this to get flipped to support before getting a move up to the value area high, which you can see we've almost tapped to the dollar there, right here. I know it's a little hard to see because of those boxes, but we flipped that level to support. We really just smashed right through it. But once we broke that previous value area low, where is price likely to go? Creighton, correct. The value area high, right? Likely going to go to the POC first. And then get to the value area high. And if we zoom in here, actually what I could do is come down to a lower time frame so you could see these levels kind of more respected or kind of how they interact. You can see we flipped that level to support, 28,650, and then we went straight for the POC, right? Did we go straight for the POC? Let me zoom in on this a little bit. Boom. Right, and we came straight up. This is our previous POC. We actually smashed right through it, came right to the value area high, and now we are kind of just hanging out on that point of control, continually rejecting from it. Shout out to Mrs. Candles. Thank you, Mrs. Candles. She literally just came in here and was like, oh, yeah, shout out to Creighton C, value area high. Nailed it. Let's go. Mrs. Candles just popped in and was literally like, oh, my God, it's 1,000 degrees in here. I was going to ask her to bring the fan, but she's proactive. She just came in here with the fan, guys. Everybody give a round of applause for Mrs. Candles for being the best candle spouse, girlfriend in the world. Throw a hand in here, Mrs. Candles. Why don't you crack this for me? Whoa. Hey, why don't you crack this for me? Come on. Aztec and Cactus Moss Water. Let's go. Shout out to Dave Digital. Says I can't find the extrapolator on TV. Hashtag inhaler. Shout out to Dave Digital with the. I got my glasses right here. Don't make me put the glasses on, Dave. Somebody call the cops on Dave. Shit, Mrs. Candles just smacked me. It's my inhaler. All right, guys, let's continue on here. Let me move this Aztec and Cactus Moss Water out the way so I don't knock it over. Shout out to the 700 people in here, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button. We will be spinning that wheel of pain and pleasure at the end of the stream where you guys will get a whole lot of free crypto or a chance to win some free crypto. But back to the charts here, guys. We are now continuing. Okay, Mrs. Candles out. That was Mrs. Everybody's saying Deezy. Tell Deezy we said hey. Shout out to my boy Deezy and Mrs. Candles. Are they the same people? Maybe maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just kidding, guys. They're different. Anyway, you guys can see here, right? We've ripped up to that value area high, as you would expect after flipping that value area low to support. And now we're kind of just clinging to that point of control. We're breaking above it, holding it, losing it, breaking it, losing it, breaking it, losing it, breaking it, losing it. And we're kind of just hanging out up here, right? And this is likely the value area that we are going to respect. Now, everyone's saying, is there a cool-off coming? Do we have a cool-off coming? And if we do, where are we going to come down to, right? And the key levels, we gave some of the key levels last night. Proof that behind a good man is an even better woman. But guys, I'll tell you this, guys. I don't know why I can't get this hat fixed, and it's really bugging me. Like, look at this. Why do I look like a little kid? Like, what is going on? Like, why is this crooked? Bugs the heck out of me. Anyway, let's continue on here. Now, we do have this other little local range that we're forming here, guys. And as you guys know, what we do on this channel is we find those sideways ranges, and we take full advantage of them, right? So we're kind of just bing-bonging around in this sideways range, which was very nice, right? Because we were able to catch a nice little long position from down here in the premium Discord up to the high of the range for a nice 2.26% move. Beautiful little setup. It did play out. I don't know if it's done yet. I am looking for it to potentially break out and come a little bit higher. However, whether we come down from here, guys, or get another little rip to the upside before getting a big or quick move back down to the lower prices, The key levels that I'm looking at, right? Obviously, right now, your most local area of support is going to be this value area low coming in at $29,893. However, the most important level of support here is essentially going to be this blue box, which is coming in between $29,000 and Mrs. Candles is okay. This blue box, which is coming in between about basically $29,000 even, and 28.6K, right? You guys know I've been saying that. I've been saying that level a lot, right? 28.8K, 28.8K. Well, that level kind of lives between 28.6 and 28.8. And again, the reason that's a key level is because we are looking at that previous range from 2022. You can see that's why these boxes go all the way back here, because this is where I got these levels from, right? And coming back here, now that we know that's a value area low, right? Not only that, the reason the blue box is here is because our value area low is at 28.6K, but that value area high of our most current range is sitting at about $29,000. So this blue box is going to be basically this is going to be one of the biggest levels that I'm watching, right? And the reason for it is obviously the value area high and previous value area low. If we come down here, it would make a lot of sense to test that value area high before continuing up to higher prices. However, if we come down, we could potentially come all the way back down to that macro range from 2022, test the 28.8K level, between 28.8 and 28.6. You got to give it a range, right? I'll put a level here. I'll put a line here at 28.8, just so you guys don't get confused. But we might come down to that 28.8K level, basically just testing that previous value area low. Let me go back and just testing this previous value area low. And if that is to happen, I would be looking for longs down here, right? And if the reason this is such an important level of support is because, guys, if we break below this level of 28.8K, not only are you back in this macro value area, not only are you getting accepted back into this area of balance, which could wind up opening the door back down to the value area low, coming in at 26,250, but you're also losing the previous value area low. So if you lose that value area low, you're already probably getting accepted back into this range. So this blue box is going to be absolutely imperative, right? I don't know if that's the right word, but I don't mind coming into the blue box and then getting a bounce out. But if we start coming down here and we start losing this blue box, guys, that is where we are likely going to see a little bit more downside for Bitcoin. Obviously, we do have this other blue box right here, which is essentially just a Fibonacci retracement level. This is the second big zone that I will be looking at, and that is coming in between about 27,967 and about 27,527. So these are the two major levels to be looking at for support, right? And actually, let me just do this live really quickly. Let me go ahead and grab our value, our fixed range volume profile, and let me pull this back here. Just wanted to see if I could get confluence with the even if you're looking at these older ranges, right, it still lines up. So yeah, these are really going to be the levels, and just perfectly in line there, perfect confluence. So again, I hope you guys understand this. It's not just that I'm looking at this as a level to bounce off of. I am looking at this as something that can give me context into what will happen, right? It's giving me insight into what might happen if we lose this level. It's not just a simple level. It's not like just a simple floor that I'm looking to bounce off of, right? It's a level that I now know if I break it, I might be looking for more downside. So if we lose the top of this blue box, that's the first kind of warning signal. If we come down to the value area low, we really want to hold the value area low, because we flipped the value area low to support, came up to the value area high. Now we have to accept that we may be on the way back down to the value area low, which would be completely healthy value area behavior. You go from the low to the high, and then you kind of just bing bong around in that value area until you either lose it to the downside or you lose it to the upside. So I don't mind coming down there. I would actually love to come back down here, but we just really do not want to lose this blue box. This is going to be very important, because although we have this second layer of support down here, Once you're below the blue box, you're, again, already accepted back into this area of balance. So it's not that you can't get a big bounce off this level, but it is going to be a little more likely to come down a little bit deeper down towards that POC and value area low of the macro range. Again, POC coming in at about $26,879 and value area low coming in at $26,233. Does that make sense, everybody? Let me get a hashtag value in chat if you guys are understanding what we're looking at right now and why these levels are so important. All right, let's see. Elvis Diaz said, I'm going to have to watch this in slow-mo. I will go over it again if you guys need. The most important thing to me, guys, is that you understand what we're looking at here. Because if you don't understand it, I'm not doing my job, right? So I want to make sure you understand it. Let's see. By the way, this range is also within the 0.236 and 382 fib retracement of the move up. So really good confluence there. N1... nice guy. Shout out to nice guy. Dude, I love it. I love it. You're finding your own confluence with our levels. I absolutely love that, bro. Good job. Hashtag value, hashtag. Okay, you guys seem to be understanding it. Okay, beautiful. Let's see. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, yeah, so those are the key levels that I'm watching right now, guys. And again, if you have a paid version of TradingView, I highly recommend you guys take a look at the volume profiles or the visible range volume profiles or the VPVR, as I call it. Even though it's VRVP technically. But here you go, right? Now let's zoom in. Let's go down a little bit more to the local price action here, right? Those are kind of, we zoomed out, right? Let's do a little recap of what we just did. We zoomed out. We zoomed out and we took a look at the absolute macro, right? We're up against this big level of resistance. And if we could flip that level to support, we may be able to see that bigger move up. Because remember, we looked at the weekly. So understand here, guys, that previous value area high is very close to that previous value area low we were looking at from all the way in the bull market, right? Let me clear this up. Let's hide all this. Let's hide all this nonsense for a second to clear things up. We'll call this Bing Bong. I don't know why, but we're just going to call that Bing Bong for now. I'm really just doing this so I can minimize it or hide it, right? Remember, we're looking at this value area low. This value area low coming in at 30,600, right? Let's pull up our other levels, come down to a lower time frame, and zoom in. 30,600. Where is 30,600? 30,600, guys, is basically where we rejected from. So if we could flip this level to support, again, that is where we are likely to get accepted into that bigger volume profile from the bull market, and that is the door to higher prices. So if we wind up getting a big move up, and we are able to flip this to support, that is where I am looking for much higher prices for Bitcoin. And now you guys know if we wind up coming down, where we're looking for support. So you have this volume profile that we're going to be trading in, or this value area that we will be trading in, likely. If we break out and up, we are now zooming out, right? We're zooming out, and we are looking at these levels now. From this volume profile, we will get accepted into this range and likely range around within these levels. And again, that's between about 49,500 and about 30,600, right? So that is, again, I don't want anything to be too, I don't want to complicate anything, right? This is just simply resistance. That is where we're hitting our head on right now. Bing, bong, bing, right? We get above there. We're looking for massive upside. But we also have this little value area in here, right? That's just breaking down value areas and extrapolating the levels to the current price action. So with that being said, let's go ahead and zoom into those lower time frames and start looking at kind of this local range, right? So let's get rid of the VPVR real quick, and I could actually even go ahead and hide this stuff and just look at this kind of range here. Now, this is, again, we look at the markets in terms of ranges, right? You get this range, bing, bong, bing, bong, bing, bong, bing, bong, right? And then you get a imbalance, a big imbalance to the upside, and you start to bing, bong again. You get imbalance and then balance. Price is ranging 80% of the time. I think there is an actual statistic out there. I think it's about 80% of the time. Price is ranging, right? You only get these short moves, right? They're fast and aggressive, but they're short-lived, and then you range around. And then you'll either get another impulse to the upside or you'll get more impulse to the downside. So we've gotten our explosive move up, and we are finally starting to create this range, which is really nice. Because, guys, to be honest, yesterday, so it's dicey trading on these big moves to the upside. I cool off, right? Like I kind of chill out on these big moves to the upside. Now, we got entries down here at about $25,000, almost even for this long position. However, trading within these big impulses is very hard. Like even this range was a little bit shady. This is a much healthier looking or easier to trade looking range. So this is like, I like this, right? Because now we have a little bit more not insight, but a little more context into what's going on, right? We have clear lows, clear highs, and that gives us a kind of something to look at, right? Like where are we going long? Where are we going short? It gives you structure to look at instead of just blue candles to the upside. Like right here, you're just looking, you're like, oh God, like are we creating bearish divergences? Like this is a sketchy place to trade, right? Because you got higher highs on your price, your momentum's coming down, right? So you would assume that this would give you a divergence to the downside, but price is just going crazy, right? We're just getting rips to the upside. Like even here, like you're barely ranging, you're really just grinding to the upside. This is sketchy to trade. I'm not trying to trade this. I'm looking for high probability trades, right? I would rather wait for a clear range to form and then look for shorts at the highs and long for the lows. Or longs from the lows, and then this is the long position that we were looking at today in the Discord. As we deviated out of the lows of this range, we found our confirmations, ripped it to the upside. I was actually looking for this to get a little bit higher. I'm not ready to throw in the towel on that just yet. But yeah, looking for a potential bigger move to the upside once we get that green dot on the 4-hour. And once we get that, maybe we can get another push up, in which case that's kind of where I would be looking for shorts if we get another push up, right? But these are kind of the local levels. These are kind of the local levels that we've been looking at. And, yeah, we're starting to create a nice little range, right? Like right now, like where's price likely to go? Well, we're getting a 30-minute money flow crossover into the red. Like we're likely to come back down to the value area low, right? You go from the low up to the high. This wouldn't be a bad place to take profits on that long. Then we reject the high. We're likely to come back down to the low before reversing back up and going to the high. Now, obviously, we will break down back to the downside at some point or back to the upside at some point. But very high probability trades, right? You could have longed here, come to the high, found your confirmation, back to the low, back to the high, back to the low, back to the high. Now, I'm not saying it's that easy where you're just like, oh, I tapped the low, now I'm longing, now I'm out of the high, I'm shorting. It's not that easy, right? But it could be if you know what to look for, right? It's just I don't want people to think that you can just like enter when you hit the level, right? You need confirmations. You need entry confirmations. You can't just long support and short resistance. You're going to get wrecked like that. You have to have actual technical entry points, right? But with that being said, in general, guys, looking at the indicators, I do think at some point, now dare I say this because price action has been absolutely nuts. But the higher time frames, from a technical level, the higher time frames when looking at the 12-hour, when looking at the 16-hour, is looking like we might want to chill out just a bit here. 16-hour red dot is printing. Now, your money flow crossover into the green did happen, but now you're crossing back into the red. However, just know, I'm not panicking over that money flow crossover. Yes, when money flow crosses into the red, it's bearish. But look how long we spent in the red here. I think it is time to start coming up into the green potentially, right? So I do think this push into the green and then pull back into the red. I think this might be a fake out back into the red, and then eventually we will come back up into a bigger green wave. So just keep that in mind. I don't want people getting confused because money flow crossovers into the red are pretty bearish, right? But it's more bearish when you have a big blue wave like this and then you cross into the red. I would expect a big move down there, right? But when you spend a lot of time in the red like this, a lot of times when you get that crossover into the green, you'll like fake out a little bit, and then you'll fake out back into the red, and then you'll finally come into the green. But all in all, guys, it is looking like we could potentially cool off here. 16-hour red dot printing. Your 12-hour red dot is looking to print here. Looks like you'll probably fake out into the red again on the 12-hour as well. Coming on down to your 10-hour red dot confirmed. Taking a look at your 8-hour red dot is confirmed. Money flow coming back out. 6-hour, 4-hour, and 5-hour. VWAPs are actually rolling back to the upside, right? So I would expect some consolidation, but eventually when that 12 and 16-hour decide to come out to play, it is likely that that is what is going to give us a big move down, or not a big move down, but like the levels that we were looking at are still relevant, right? Like I'm not expecting a big dump, but if we come back up to, let me go ahead and delete this and that. if we come back, right, like for a big dump, I'm talking about like a move back down to the low of this range at about 28.8K, right? Back down to this blue box. And then I will be looking for longs at that level, right? Bing bong, looking for longs, and then hopefully you can rip back to the upside. Again, this is your key level of support. 28.6 is really what you don't want to lose. Tony D with the super chat said, board it. Yeah, Tony D's going back to New York, guys. It just wasn't working out, honestly. Like, me and Tony D go way back. We've been friends forever. Yeah, just hiring friends doesn't work. So we just decided to part ways. We didn't want to make a big deal about it. But yeah, we're like, everything's good. We're still friends and stuff. But sometimes working with friends just doesn't work. And yeah, he's on his way back to New York. So everybody thank Tony for everything he's done to us or for us. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. He's going back to visit his family. We would never get rid of Tony D. I would not be very good. I would not be well off without Tony D. Or any of the mods. But he said, board at the gate, might delete later. Bro, what are you? That's pretty funny. You're funny, bro. Shout out to Tanner. Hey, welcome to the muscle, bro. Let's go. But let's go ahead and continue on here. It's funny, man. Might delete later. It's like an Instagram girl. Anyway, he's so bashful. But anyway, guys, looking at that 16-hour red dot and looking at some of these money flow, right? Like 30-minute money flow, cross back into the red. 24-minute money flow, looking to cross back over into the red. 15-minute money flow does not want to cross over, which is very interesting. The one thing is here, that 16-hour red dot, I think will cool us off. 12-hour red dot once it prints as well. I'll probably be watching the 12-hour red dot with your 45-minute money flow coming down. Not a bad look, right? Like, or for the Bears, right? So if you get that 12-hour red dot with your money flow crossing over into the red at the same time or close to the same time, that might be where we get the bigger move down. And the reason I'm not really counting on the 16-hour, although it could be the thing that brings us down, is because this 4-hour VWAP's got me sussed. I don't know. His 4-hour VWAP could wind up coming back up and pushing us up one more time before finally getting that cool off. And if that does happen, guys, we could potentially push up here, put a higher high in on our price that would allow the 4-hour momentum wave to kind of come up here and then give us a 4-hour bearish divergence, in which case a short from up wherever that high winds up being created could be a decent place to look for a short back down potentially to the value area low. Because remember, we will be treating this as a value area, a typical value area. So we went from the low. We would have looked for longs here, but obviously we ripped right through it. But then you come to the value area high. If you wind up coming to that high again and putting in that second high, that higher high, that higher high, and their momentum waves are coming down on your 4-hour, that could be a decent spot to look for shorts at the value area high and target the lows of the range. And maybe that's where we get our cool off back down to 28.8K-ish before putting in a higher low and then continuing back to the upside. So are you guys getting my my kind of sentiment here? Is any cool-offs I am expecting to be a little bit lackluster and then just rolling back up and heading back to the upside, right? Putting in that higher low and continuing to the upside. And it would be a really, really nice place to land. And that 4-hour bear div, if we wind up getting something like that, would be very nice with another higher high. And that 4-hour green dot might be the thing to do it. It's just very hard to decipher. No pun intended. Shout out to Market Cypher. It's very hard to decipher if that 16-hour red dot's going to start bringing us down. But that's why I'm looking at the 12-hour, right? Because if that 12-hour is not printing yet, I'm not looking to short, right? Like, I'm waiting, and then maybe we don't get that red dot on the 12-hour until after the 4-hour green dot prints, and then we can potentially look for that divergence. 3-hour VWAP getting rejected at the 0 line, 2-hour VWAP getting rejected at the 0 line as well. So yeah, I would just keep an eye on that. It's a little sketchy right now, I'll be honest. It's hard for me to really pinpoint if we're going to get another push up before a move back down, or if we're just going to start to break down from this range now. It's very hard to call, guys, and I don't like to really sound confident or say I'm confident unless I am, and right now I'm not. It's just kind of right now, it's like those are kind of the two biggest scenarios I see, right? 4-hour green dot prints, momentum wave comes back up, price gets another little pop to the upside, maybe we deviate from the value area high slightly, and then that's where I would look for the divergence, and then that would be the kind of short I would be looking for. But other than that, that's kind of what I'm looking for a bigger move to the downside. And yeah, So there you guys go. That is basically what I'm looking at on Bitcoin. And again, you have that 45-minute money flow coming out. Your 1 hour is not quite coming out very strongly, right? Like you are making a lower high, so I'd like to see that 1 hour money flow continue to come out. But if you get that 45-minute money flow crossover, that might be the thing that starts to break you down a little bit more. All right, let's see. A bit sussy, right? Shout out to Avatar. Let's see. Yo, John Davis said, Frankie loves lustering that lack. And that's what I was saying, like, when we were coming down here, right? I was like, hey, what I'm looking for here, guys, is any bounce I would expect to be lackluster to put in a lower high and then continue to the downside. Now, I actually strategically do that, and I use the same words, and I say it with the same inflection to hope that it rings in your head, right? Like, so next time you see me, like, what does Frankie say? Like what did he say when we get a move to the downside? He said it was going to be lackluster before putting in a lower high and then coming back to the upside. Like, I hope that, like, kind of rings in your head. I do that on purpose. But that's basically what we're doing. But he's funny. He loves lacking the luster, lustering the lack, lacking the luster. Shout out to John Davis. You're funny, bro. But let's see. Oh, yeah, happy birthday to Rob the Crypto Snob, one of our awesome mods. It is his birthday, as it was yesterday and the day before and the day before and the day before and the day before. So shout out to you, man. All right, let's see. Oh, no. What happened to my chat? Oh, my God. I got logged out of YouTube, guys. What just happened? Take a sip of the Aztecian Cactus Moss Water. Give me back my chat. Where'd my people go? I can't even see how long I've been going for. But that's what we're looking for on Bitcoin, guys. We are now within our value area. I would expect either to get another rip to the high, or if we cool down, I would look to come to the value area low. Again, coming in at 28,600. All right, let's see. John Davis said, it does. We love you, Frankie. Shout out to John Davis. Appreciate you for always being here, man. You're in like almost every stream. 45-minute has blood diamonds? Don't tell me that. Oh, that does look like a blood diamond. Let's see. Oh, yeah, double blood diamonds at the high? I mean, listen, guys, it doesn't always mean that it'll immediately come down. But, like, you could argue that these blood diamonds were foreshadowing this move. Sometimes they foreshadow, right? Like, this one could have been foreshadowing that bigger move to the downside, right? Sometimes we see that happen. But thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, could be looking at something like that. Pulling up exo charts real quick. Yeah. I'm just looking at it on the other screen, guys. I'm not really pulling it up. But that's what we're looking for on Bitcoin, guys. That is what I would be expecting in the next coming days. But yeah, kind of hard to call right now. But I watched that 45-minute money flow. The higher hourly time frames do look like they want to chill out a bit. Daily VWAP curving to the downside, could be looking for a slight cool-off. Money flow coming up, so that's good. Again, if we get that daily red dot, I would expect a move to the downside, but again, I would expect it to be lackluster before flipping around and coming back to the upside. Shout out to Alex Ho. What is going on, Alex? Thank you for being here. He says, I love you, Frankie, my man. Shout out to Alex, guys. Smash that like button, guys. I don't think I said that. Don't forget to smash that like button, guys. Every 100 likes we get, you get a spin on the wheel, pain and pleasure, where you guys have multiple chances to win some free crypto and maybe a free Frankie Candles hat. But yeah, shout out to Alex O. Thank you for being here, bro. Shout out Alex O. Let's see. Blood Diamonds, Schmimans. Shout out to Connor Anderson. Let's go. But yeah. No. Oh, Mark, you got me for a second, bro. He said no sound. No sound. Almost tricked me. We can take a look at Sui. But let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Yeah, if you guys want to see your favorite altcoins, go ahead and throw them in chat. Rob the Crypto Snob will go ahead and count them up and let me know which ones we are going to take a look at. Yeah, go ahead and throw them in chat right now. And in the meantime, I will go ahead and take a look at Ethereum. Let's go ahead and dive right in. It happened, guys. It happened. This is, here we are. Ethereum came up and tapped our value area high. This is wild, guys. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. Guys, volume profiles. This is not me. This is simply the volume profile. Everybody says, Frankie, where's your crystal ball? It's been on the chart the whole time, guys. It's been on the chart the whole time. So here we are, right? Like this is like you guys can do this too, and hopefully you are. We look to hold this level as support. If we got that level to hold as support, we were expecting to come up to the value area high, right? Simply based off the volume profiles. That's just how they work. I don't know if it's magic. I don't know if it's volume. It's probably volume. I'm just kidding. But like this is how they work. We were looking to hold this level to support, and we were looking to eventually get up to the value area high. We knew we'd get caught up at that POC. So really we were probably saying, hey, if we hold this level of support, we'll go up to the value area high, sitting at about 18.18, right? And we did actually get snagged up at that level quite just a little bit, right? Held the low, flipped it to support, move up to the POC. Bing, bong, bing, bong, bing, bong, flipped it to support, right to the value area high. Can't make it up. Shout out to anybody in the stream last night. I think last night we were like right here, I want to say. 4 p.m. Let's go down to the 1 hour. Let's see. I think we were like right around here. Yeah, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we were chilling right here saying, hey, let's see if we can push Ethereum up to the value area high, and it went ahead and just went ahead and ripped it through right there. Now we are rejecting. Now, where would I expect Ethereum to come down to? Well, let's take a look at the indicators real quick. 4-hour red dot is already confirmed. Well, it's like basically looking the same as Bitcoin, right? So red dot is confirmed. VWAP's starting to roll back up. So again, kind of in a weird spot here, right? Yeah, kind of in a little bit of a weird spot. I see this sideways price action here. I'm gonna pull a range on this real quick. And yeah, okay. So we're rejecting that point of control. But just in general, guys, we came to the high. Would expect potentially to work our way down to that point of control. Again, coming in at about 18.18. If the cool-off winds up continuing and bringing us further down, I will look for a move down to the POC due to the laws of the volume profiles, and I will look for bounces here, potentially to put that higher low in and then continue to the upside. And that's basically what I would look for, right? And we could pull our fibs, and everybody pull your fib, and see if we have any confluence there, right? And if you just go from the start of the impulse all the way to the high, you can see your local golden pocket sits right at the bottom of this purple box. And I'm actually going to change this purple box to a blue box because it's now support. So that's what I look for on Ethereum, guys. Take a look at your 16-hour red dot, not quite printing yet, but it is on the way. 12-hour red dot, same story. 10-hour red dot is confirmed. Now, with that 12 and 16-hour red dot likely coming, with those 12 and 16-hour red dots coming, I want to come down to these lower time frames. 45-minute, coming to the downside. 1 hour, coming to the downside, right? This is what we're looking for. And again, I just want to point out, look at the money flow on these higher time frames. Money flow generally coming to the upside, right? So although money flow is coming out on the lower time frames, I'm just expecting the red dots, right? Because the money flow on the higher time frames is coming up, I would expect the pullback to be lackluster or somewhat, not a big move, but a move down to put in a higher low before continuing up, right? Now, in that time that you print that 16-hour red dot and you get if you do get a move down, you might get that 45-minute money flow all the way in the red like this. And then by the time it comes up, you are likely going to be printing a green dot on these higher hourly time frames, and then that's where you'll probably get the money flow crossover into the green on the higher time frames. So 16 and 12-hour red dots are what I'm looking for to continue this move down for Ethereum. Major level of next major level of support being this blue box with your golden pocket 786 retracement levels, as well as your point of control. Point of control is coming in at 1818. This entire box, the range of this entire box is between $1,825 and $1,800 even. This is the next level of support. And again, that 45-minute, that 1 hour money flow crossover into the red, I think if you are going to get a bigger breakdown here, that will likely be what it does. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. If you enjoy watching Frankie pull his fib, smash that like. Let's go, guys. Creighton C said it, not me. But let's see. Yeah, pull your fib in chat. You guys are crazy. Let's see. Bullish on Matic and ICP. We could take a look at Matic and ICP. Are you not edutained? Smash that like button, baby. That's for the OGs. That's for the OGs. But yeah, guys, That's what I'd be looking at on Ethereum. Looking pretty similar to Bitcoin. Like, you even have this little 4-hour green dot looking to print, right, which could wind up giving you the same thing, right? Like, if we are going to get a little move up from here, get rid of this. If we are going to get a little bit of a pop up from here, right, maybe that green dot prints, I would, again, look to put in a higher high into our bigger level of resistance. Maybe we come up and test that golden pocket. And then at that time, you might be getting that bearish diverge, the lower high in your momentum wave giving you that bearish divergence. And then maybe that's where you get down to the POC. Either way, guys, if we get a cool off on Bitcoin or Ethereum, those levels are where I'm looking. Whether we get another shot up before coming down or whether we break down from here, those are the next big levels of support that I'm looking at. Let's see. The altcoins for tonight are ETH, Sui, Ben, ADA, Filecoin, or as some people like to say, Philcoin, and Cass. Let's go. All right, let's go ahead with the Gladiator reference. Let's go. All right, let's continue on here. Let's see what we got in chat. 675 people. Let's go for 550 likes on tonight's stream, guys. I will add something very cool to the giveaway if we wind up doing it. Tanner A said divergences and volume profiles were a game changer for me. Absolutely, brother. I always say if I could start my trading journey all over, I would, and knowing what I know now, I would probably focus on learning divergences as a beginner and then also learning about volume profiles rather than like trying to spend all the time I spent on a bunch of other stupid things that were too good to be true, right? Like learning how to trade on a buy or sell indicator. That doesn't work, right? Like, that will never work. Like, we use Lux Algo, guys. I'll pull up Lux Algo really quickly, which has buy and sell signals. They actually updated it to not say buy or sell because they never advertise you to use it as a buy or a sell signal because they know what they're doing over there, and they know that's not a real thing. You can't have a... You'll see it. It's like more prominent on like in like the Instagram scene and like the TikTok scene where there's like less experienced people, and you'll see like they have these indicators and they just play it through and it's like buy and then it goes up and then it's sell and then it goes down, and it's so easy for someone who doesn't know what they're looking at to think like, oh, I'll just buy that and then I don't care, like I'll just buy it, and if it goes up a little bit I'll just sell really quick and take my money. And that's not how it works, right? And that's why Lux Algo has decided to ditch those. I mean, I'm assuming that's why they decided to ditch this, because ditch the actual buy and sell, because that's not how it's supposed to work, right? Like, there's no indicator. Same thing with the green and red dots. Like, people think like, oh, I'll just buy Market Cipher and I'll buy on the green dot and sell on the red dots. And it could work, right? Like, I mean, if you bought this green dot and you sold this red dot, like, you would have bought somewhere on this candle, so you would have bought the bottom, basically. And you would have sold somewhere on this candle, so you would have sold the top, right? Like, doesn't that look so promising? Like, I'll just do that next time. It's not that easy, guys. Trust me, I've tried. I've tried on every indicator. It looks that easy. You're like, how can it not be that easy? I know it looks easy. Trust me, it's not. There's no indicator that can do that. Because you'll buy on this dot, and then you come up, and you got this red dot, and you're like, oh, God, do I buy or do I sell? Oh, no, I don't know what to do, right? Like, what's money flow doing? Like, it's not that easy. There's no indicator that will do that. Same thing with Lux Algo, right? Like, these indicators these are both, like, some of the most powerful indicators ever. I use them every single day. But as a buy and a sell signal, it doesn't work, and that's why they're not advertised like that. Like, even here, you could buy right here on the buy signal and sell right here on the sell signal. Trust me. If it was that easy, guys, I would not have a YouTube channel. I would not trade. I would just set up a bot that says every time a buy signal pops up on Lux Algo, buy, and every time a sell signal pops up, sell. And you just make infinite money without thinking. If it was that easy, I would be doing it. Trust me. But it's not that easy, right? But anyway, I digress. But there you go. Kind of looking for the same thing on Ethereum as Bitcoin. So here we go. But the reason I brought that up was because Tanner A was saying, I wish I learned about divergences and volume profiles, or he was saying that like it changed the game for him. And I wasted a lot of my time not believing people who knew what they were talking about saying buy and sell signals don't work. I'm like, you just want me to buy your product, so that's why you're telling me this one doesn't work. I'm going to make it work. Trust me, it doesn't work. I've learned the hard way, guys, back in the day. I wish I wasted less time trying to chase that imagine. Doesn't that seem too good to be true? That's like people like, oh, that's easy. As soon as you go like, oh, wow, that's easy, stop trying it. It's never gonna work. It's not easy to do this, right? So, I just saw, I was like, oh, that looks so easy. Let me pursue this. Let me try to do this. And all I did was waste time. I wish I took the hard route and learned all the hard stuff. I would have became profitable and made a lot more money a lot sooner than I actually did. But let's go ahead and move on to the altcoins, guys. We did Ethereum, and next is going to be Sui. Let's take a look at Sui, also known as Chop. I don't know what I'm saying, guys. Anyway, here we are. I don't know the relevance to any of this TA, so I'm going to go ahead and delete it and start fresh. So here we go. It's kind of hard to do, Sui, nice and cheap down here. But let's take a look at the daily. Yeah, daily has not that much information. Red dot on your 12-hour printed for Sui. 16-hour also printing. Look at the money flow. Money flow is coming up, though, right? So if we do pull back, I would expect this uptrend to continue, right? Low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. I would look to put in a higher low and then a potential higher high because of the way money flow looks. If we get that money flow to cross over into the green, I would look for a pullback and then a continuation to the upside, and I am saying that because of the money flow coming up on the higher time frames. 12-hour telling the same story. 10-hour, red dot confirmed. Green money flow crossover into the green. If you fake out back into the red, I would still assume that this is going to come back up into the green. Let me just bring chat up to current here. Hey, Frankie Sauce King, Bing Bongin', G-Man 305, hodl on. Shout out to G-Man 4949. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for being here. Dave Digital said, real men don't drink sparkles on weekdays. What do you mean you don't like sparkling water? I don't know. I do a bad Andrew Tate impression, guys. Someone at a Starbucks in Miami during Bitcoin Miami gave me my drink. Fun fact, they gave me my drink, guys, and they said, has anyone ever told you that you look and speak like Andrew Tate? And I was like, people used to say that on Blockchain Basement. Everyone goes, oh, my God, Frankie Candles looks like Top G. But definitely not true. I definitely don't look like Andrew Tate. Like, just from a physical stand, like, I just don't look like him. My face doesn't look like him. DZ, low-key, kind of looks like him. And I don't talk like him either. Very strange. She was like, yeah. She's like, it's so weird. You're just like Andrew Tate. And I was like, what the? Me and Tony were looking at each other like, dude, what? Very strange. Yo, you guys are crazy. Okay, BTC about to dump. I hope so. ETH is dumping. What? We walk away from ETH and it starts to dump. Hey, there it goes. It is actually. There she goes. Coming up to support, though. I would be careful here. I would be careful. Let's see. Yeah, I would be a little bit careful. But let's continue on here. Taking a look at Sui. All right. Daily, no, let's come down to the 4-hour. 4-hour coming down. Is Bitcoin coming down too? Oh, yeah, Bitcoin's coming down too. Not too bad. Let's see. We're getting some movement on the live stream, baby. Let's go back down to the value area low. Yeah, money flow coming out on the 24-minute, 30-minute, 45 minutes, what we're looking for. I'd be careful here, guys. Listen, I'm not saying that we're definitely not going to dump from here, but I would be careful. I would just be careful. Yeah, you might bing-bong around here a little bit more, but the short entries were up at the highs. Don't FOMO in. Not financial advice. You got to do what you want. But anyway, take a look at Sui, guys. I don't want to get distracted watching the Bitcoin and Ethereum dump. But let's take a look at Sui. So on the 4-hour for Sui, guys, money flow is coming out. VWAP getting rejected pretty hard here. Let's take a look at some of the lower time frames. Money flow in the red on the 1-hour. Yeah, I would look for some more downside on Sui. Just in the short term, right? Just in the short term. Pulling some key levels for you guys. Pulling some key levels. Let's see if we can try to find where we might be able to hold. Let's see. That would definitely, let's see. Let me pull from this impulse to the high. Right here. This is Let me go ahead and mark this out. Just give you guys some key levels. Let's mark out this golden pocket. Come on. Boom. And this 786. Label it. Boom. These are the levels I would watch on Sui. I'm going to pull this wonky. This might be some of the wonkiest. Yeah, this might be the wonkiest range I ever pulled. Yeah, I'm not even going to look at that. Anyway, these are the levels that I would be looking at, guys. If we could come back down to this golden pocket, I would look for a bounce. But money flow crossing over into the red on the 1 hour with that 16-hour red dot is likely to give us at least a move down to this golden pocket, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but in my opinion, I think this could bring us down just a little bit more. So look for that red dot to confirm. If it does, I think you will see a little bit more downside. I would look for a potential move into this blue box. If you don't get a bounce off the golden pocket, look for a wick down into the 786 before potentially continue back to the upside. Next major stop to the upside I would be looking at on Sui would actually probably be right here. Coming up, right, we have a little bit of a volume gap here. You can see this wick almost like basically shot right through it. But I would look for the break of this level here. If we break 84 cents, I would look for a quick move. Let me get rid of some of these brushes. If we break 84 cents, right, I would look for a potential cool off here. And then if we can break that 84-cent level, flip it to support, I would look for a potential quick move up to about 92 cents. And then once you get, yeah, I would look for a quick move up to about 92 cents, right? You got that gap, probably going to be a pretty violent move. And then at that point, if you flip that level to support, you may be able to start ranging back around up at these higher prices, 92 cents and above. But there you go. If I could find some confluence here, let's see. Yes. Let's see. Yeah, I might look at that. But yeah, I would just look at that gap, right? If you wind up breaking that 84-cent level, look for a quick move up to 92 cents. And then I would expect some resistance there. However, if you could flip, that's really the level you want to flip to come back up to higher prices for Sui. Things basically just been falling since it came out. But that's what I'd look for. And then if you break down even further, guys, I would look for a bounce here at this other golden pocket at about 65 cents. I don't know if you're going to get that move all the way down there again, though. But if you do, that would be the level to watch. Okay, let's see. Well, pull over in DCA. Shout out to GF Burke. Let's see. Can you check XRP after? For sure. We can check XRP, no problem. I'm going to try to run through some of these a little bit quick. Let's see. Yeah, Dave Gavin said, basically, Frankie Candles, there's no perfect indicator unless you're clairvoyant. Yes, clairvoyant. That's like psychic, right? Let's see. That's like, yeah, I think it's like psychic. Her person, yeah, supernatural, yeah. But yeah, no, basically, yeah, that's the thing, guys. It's like, trust me, like I use indicators, right? And Market Cipher, Lux Algo, kind of my main indicators, the BitLab indicators as well. But you'll never, ever, ever hear me advertise those as a buy or sell indicators. That's not how it works. If someone's telling you that's how it works, and you're going, oh, it is easy to make. What have I been doing? How come I haven't been learning how to do this? It's super easy. Not the case, guys. Not the case. But if you learn how to do actual TA and you're able to combine those indicators with traditional technical analysis, that, my friend, is where it becomes very, very powerful. All right, let's continue on here. Take a look at Ben. We actually haven't. I take a look at Ben all the time at the office. You gotta sneak a peek once in a while. But let's go ahead and check out Ben Coin. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, nice bounces off the lows. Let's see. Okay, here's the thing, guys. With something like Ben Coin, there is not a lot of price action to analyze. So just take this with a grain of salt. It's very hard to, do legitimate technical analysis on something that doesn't have as much, a lot of price action, just for the simple fact that there's not a lot of history to analyze, right? So, just keep that in mind, but I will do my best here. 6-hour money flow looking pretty saucy, not gonna lie. Pretty saucy on the 6-hour money flow. 5-hour money flow crossover into the green. Starting to come out here a little bit, but I do think it's time to come into the green a bit here. So sneaking on your boss might not be the smartest thing to do. I speak from experience. Rob, what have you done? Tisk, tisk, Rob. Keep that stuff for outside of work. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Yeah, that money flow on the 6-hour looks pretty good. The 5-hour looks like it wants to break back into the red. But again, look how long we spent in the red, guys. It might be time to come up into the green finally here. 4-hour back in the green. Money flow kind of coming up here with your VWAP getting rejected, but it is likely that this VWAP will wind up working its way back up and printing a green dot, in which case I would look for a potential move to about... Yeah, I would look to come up and retest this golden pocket. I'm not going to read that number. It's like 0.00000000100. Screenshot. I would screenshot this fib and look at the price there. It's probably the most accurate way to get it. But I would look for a potential, if we do get a move up off that 4-hour green, that next 4-hour green dot, I would look for a potential move back up here before getting another rejection. Take a look at the 2-hour. Little VWAP flop here. Yeah, it's very hard to do TA on this. There's just not a lot of history, right? But yeah, that's for the most part. That 6-hour money flow looks pretty good. And it's very hard to do this. Red dot is, yeah. I would look for your next 4-hour green dot to get a move to the upside. If you do get that move up, the two major levels I would look at is this fib retracement level and this fib retracement level. And by level, I mean both of these levels together, right? I typically make these boxes, right? Because it's very hard to know if you're going to come test the golden pocket or you're going to get to the golden pocket, wick to the 786, and then reject, right? So I look at these as kind of zones, right? So I would look at these two levels. If you do get a move up, look for rejections here. But there you go. Kind of hard to do on such a young coin, right? But there you go. Let's see. Let's move on. ADA. Take a look at ADA. Bada boom. Okay. All right. Well, we got the move up to the purple box. It didn't take as long as we thought it would, I guess. But let me go ahead and let me get rid of these brushes. Clean some stuff up here so we can actually see what we're looking at. But yeah, there we go, guys. That is, take a look at the daily. Oh, whoops. Take a look at the daily. Bada boom, bada bing. Oh, baby. Guys, I'm a little sussed out on the altcoins. Now, here's the thing. I said this the other day. I say it a lot. Yeah, Dave Digital, I'm not reading that out loud, but you're funny, bro. You're funny. Shout out to Desus himself. Said, I love unflavored fizzy water. It tastes how TV static feels. Hashtag Mafia member fact of the day. Shout out to Thesis. Bro, you ever see, I saw a thing that was saying, like, you guys know, like, White Claw and, like, all those, like, hard seltzers. They said that they taste, the flavor is like, it tastes like TV static and, it tastes like, I don't know, and it tastes like TV static and like you're smelling whatever fruit flavor it is from like a mile away. Basically tastes like TV static. Shout out to Thesis himself. I'm not a big seltzer guy. I'd rather drink just good old flat water or Aztecian cactus moss water. But continuing on here, getting some rejection at our purple box as we would expect, right? This is resistance for more than one reason. You can see we got bounce here, bounce here, bounce here. It has been support in the past, so we expected it to be resistance. Nothing really too magical there, but we did get that rejection we were looking at. And I said this a lot. I've been accumulating, right? I say this all the time. I've been accumulating. I'm very open about that. I've been buying, right? And I've been buying altcoins more recently, right? I started DCAing in a while ago, but it was more Bitcoin, ETH heavy. Now I have been DCAing into altcoins a little bit more, but the altcoins, right? Like I feel pretty good buying altcoins right now. I am like, look at this daily could be setting up, right? Like we could come up, get rejected. If we get some kind of bad news or something and get one more push down here, we could set up for a beautiful bullish divergence on the daily. Now, I'm not saying we'll be lucky enough to get this, but if we do get one more push down and we set up on this day, if we get this daily bull div on something like ADA, there's a decent bit of altcoins that may be able to set up on these daily bull divs. If we wind up getting that, guys, I would still be DCAing in, but I'd probably drop a little bit of a bag on these alts, right? Any alts that were doing that. I have my list of altcoins that I'm DCAing into. However, if we get that daily bull div and I see it starting to print and it looks like it's going to bounce, I might drop a bag on some of my favorite altcoins that have that set up. And it does look like it could potentially set up for that. And I'm not saying it's definitely incoming. I would not be hoping on that. Like, I would say it's hopeful that we get this. I'm not saying we're definitely going to get that. I'd be actually a little bit hesitant, right? Like, I think it would be pretty lucky to get that, to be 100% honest. I know a lot of people think that the altcoins still have another big dump to come. Like, I don't know. I think there's a lot of people out there that are, I think it's like a lot of people out there that are expecting a really big wash on the altcoins. Now, understand this. If we do get a huge wash, we don't get that daily bull div or anything, and we wind up nuking, that's why I'm dollar cost averaging in, right? I'll just keep dollar cost averaging on the way down, lowering my average buy-in price, giving me a good average buy-in, right? So I'm prepared for another nuke to the floor. But I think a lot of people are waiting, right? Like, a lot of people are waiting for that. And I don't know, guys. I don't know. 10K Bitcoin. Like, you have to remember, I've been saying this since the beginning before we even bottomed. You want to be careful for the bears calling for super, super lower lows. You have to understand, just like everyone was waiting for 100K and we didn't get it, the same thing happens in the bear markets. The bears are always calling for lower prices and they never get it. So it doesn't mean it can't happen, but you have to be aware of that. I am not willing to hold and not DCA in hopes of coming down to 10K. And honestly, with the way the structure looks right now on Bitcoin, I feel pretty good about the decision, because if I was holding my bag and not DCAing in all throughout the bottom, like, let me pull up Bitcoin before we come back to Cardano. Like, I started DCAing in after this dump. This was my DCA. I bought all throughout here. I bought here, 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 right? Buying all here. This is where I was DCAing Bitcoin, Bitcoin and ETH heavy. Then we got this big move up. I paused my DCA bots on this big move up. And then we got a big move down. I turned them back on. Buy, 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 buy. Big move up. I paused them. On this move down, this is when I started DCAing into alts. Started getting the DCAs in on the alts. I've spot bought just some alts too, not just DCAing. I was dropping bags just to get started with the DCAs. That's when I started getting into the altcoins. And then I also DCA'd in altcoins all throughout this move to the downside. And right now, I didn't pause it, but my DCA bot ran out of money. So I just have to refill it. But luckily, we got a big bounce, so I wasn't in a rush to refill it because I'm not trying to buy these big green candles. But, guys, if I'm waiting to come all the way down here, and listen, if we come back down there, guys, if we nuke all the way back down to 10K, I am dumping bags here. I still have dry powder, right? Like, I still have some money. So I will dump down if we get down there. But, guys, if we don't come down here, I am going to be so happy that I bought the bottom of the bear market. And if we dump, cool, I'll buy cheaper Bitcoin. I don't care. It's like a win-win situation in my head. So if I was holding my bag and I would not DCA into my spot positions at all at this point, and I'm waiting, what am I going to wait for? Like, at what point would I throw in the towel? Is it 33K? Is it 37K? 39K? Is it 40K? Is it when we hit if we come up to the macro golden pocket at like 50K? Is that where I'm like, well, hey, I don't think we're getting 10K. And then I can wait for a cool off, right? But like, where are we going to cool off to? Like, even if we cool off here, cool. Now I'm buying $32,000 Bitcoin to start my DCA. I'm not willing to risk that. I'm sorry. I would rather risk buying a little high up here, right? Because really, if we come all the way back down from here, I stopped really DCAing in right here, right? So, and I DCA'd here as well. So it's not like if we come down, like, it's a win-win. I'm not willing to risk. Like, if we never see 10K, I'm going to be real happy about buying down here. And I'm going to be real happy that I'm not up all the way up. Like, it's a bad situation to be in. Like, sitting up here. Whoa. sitting up here at like 40K going, I hope we come back down. Why didn't I buy Bitcoin down here? I missed the bottom, right? And listen, it takes missing the bottom. Like I'm not acting like I always buy the bottom, right? Like it takes missing the bottom to kind of, you have to go through the feeling of what it feels like when the bottom comes in, right? Like you have to go through a bear market. Like you want to wait for the sky to be falling down on crypto. You want everyone saying crypto's dead, crypto's dead. The SEC is suing Coinbase. They're suing Binance. These are the biggest exchanges. That's so bearish. If you're buying Bitcoin, you're an idiot. If you feel like an idiot buying Bitcoin, I'll tell you this. The best times I've ever bought were the times like when I felt the dumbest. It's when everyone was telling me you're a moron. Those were the best times to buy. People are like, you're buying crypto, dude? Crypto died. Like, dude, crypto died in 2017. That was a bubble. It popped. Why are you buying crypto? I don't know, man. The 4-year cycle. And they're like, dude, you're an idiot. And then buy $600 Ethereum, right? Like that's and that was a late buy. I was like late to that, right? I know people who are buying way cheaper Ethereum than that, but that's like you have to understand what it feels like at the bottom of the bear market. And I will say this, even up here at these prices, they sued Coinbase and Bitcoin bounced. That's bullish, guys. That's like when the sky is falling down and Bitcoin is not dumping. In my opinion, that's bullish. Again, I'm not saying we can't come down to lower prices, but I'm just saying I would rather come down to lower prices and be wrong and just buy cheaper Bitcoin than not buy any down here and have price take off and never come back down to these prices. If we never come down to see these prices, that's going to look like a really good spot to buy. And if I'm wrong and we come down to 10K, it's not like I bought the top. I still bought around the bottom, and I'm also buying at 10K, right? So the average buy-in price would probably come in somewhere around like, my average buy-in price for Bitcoin right now, I think is around 20K. I think my average, after buying all this, I think the average is around 20K. So if it dumps to 10K and I drop a bag, it's just going to lower my price. So take that for what it is, right? I could be wrong. We could go down to 3K. Who knows? But that's where I stand. I'm not going to get, left. I'm not going to get left behind. I'm sorry. I can't do it. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at Cardano here, guys. Now, for Cardano, again, I just showed you that daily bull div that may look to set up, but it's way too early to say that is actually going to happen. Taking a look, I would wait for that VWAP to cool off on the daily. Wait for it to potentially give you another move down. But coming down to the 4-hour, looking kind of similar to Bitcoin. Money flow coming to the upside. That is definitely a very, very, very good sign. I would look for, money flow coming to the upside. Doesn't look too bad. 4-hour looks pretty good, honestly, with money flow. 6-hour looks pretty good with money flow. VWAPs are coming down on the higher hourly time frames. 6-hour red dot is printing. 8-hour red dot is looking to print. Let's check those lower time frames. Your 24-minute money flow is crossing over into the red. I would look for the 30-minute money flow on this one, guys. Look for that 30-minute money flow crossover into the red. If we're going to get a bigger move down for Cardano, I would look for that money flow crossover into the red. If you do get it, I would look to come down potentially to this purple box at about 27 cents. And then, if you lose this purple box, you do have a little gap here. Could continue down a little bit. Retest some of these highs from back here. Let me get rid of this. Coming in at about 26 cents, but I would really look to hold this purple box. But that 30-minute money flow crossover could be the thing that gives you a little bit bigger of a move to the downside. Take a look at some of the higher daily time frames. I mean, that's the thing too. Like green dot looking to print on your 6-day, or I'm sorry, your 5-day. 6-day looking for the green dot as well. And your weekly also looking for a green dot probably either this week or next week, unless it gets rejected at that 0 line. But money flow generally trending to the upside on the weekly. Your 6-day generally coming to the upside. Let me pull up Cardano. That was the Coinbase chart. Let's go Cardano, Binance. Look how much time we've spent in the red, guys. Tons of time in the red. Tons of time in the red. Might be time to start coming up here a bit, right? This could be double bottom. Could be a double bottom. And if we do get another big move down, I'd look at 17 cents to be a big level. Between 15 and 17 cents will be a big level for anybody who is looking for lower prices. Again, I am never going to stand up here. I want you guys to notice something. I will never say that we are, none of that, when I was just saying that about Bitcoin, I'm not saying we're definitely not going to lows. I don't think we will. But you have to be open to anything happening, right? There's a lot of smart people calling for lower lows, right? A lot of people I respect calling for lower lows. So keep that in mind. But I just personally don't believe it. But I could be wrong, right? But yeah, I would look for Cardano to get a nice bounce off the lows, to be honest. Especially with all the VWAPs coming up on the higher time frames. Yeah, three-day money flow looking to really start coming into the green here. 4-day money flow coming out a bit, but just generally coming to the upside. Yeah, I would look for Cardano to potentially start coming back up here. Let's see. Creighton C said, God, you're handsome. Sorry, got a new mirror, thinking out loud. Shout out to Creighton C. Yo, you guys are comedians. Shout out to you guys. You guys are funny. Let's see. SAS Finance said, I am obviously a whole coiner. If not, I would not have sold anything this year. Shout out to SAS Finance. Let's see. Every beating makes me humble in this market. Yeah, man, it takes the market to humble you. Trust me, I've been humbled plenty of times. I have definitely been. I'd rather be a rich idiot than a smart poor, or than smart and poor. Yeah, that's probably true. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. I regret being so risk averse this year. Shout out to SAS Finance. Hey, man. Live and learn, man. That's the big thing. Like, you got to learn. You have to. All my lessons that I've learned in crypto, I've learned the hard way, right? Like, even if I had someone pointing me in the right direction, like, hey, man, I wouldn't do that. Like, you're buying the top. I'd be like, wee, I'm doing it, right? Like, you got to learn. You got to learn, especially when there's new markets. Like, even if you're coming from stocks, you got to learn how the crypto market really works, right? But let's go ahead and continue on. Let's go to our next altcoin. That was ADA. What is our next altcoin? It is going to be Philcoin, as James Cramer would call it. But yeah, let's see here. Take a look at the weekly. Looking for a green dot on the weekly for Filecoin. 6-day, green dot printing, money flow kind of coming out there. 4-day, money flow generally coming up, green dot confirmed. Taking a look at the 3-day. Green dot, money flow in the green. Interesting. Let's take a look at the 4-hour. Interesting. Okay, let's take a look here. Let me pull my fib all the way from the high, all the way to the low. Come up and kiss that golden pocket. Here's what I would look for on Filecoin, potentially, on the 4-hour. If we wind up getting another move to the upside, if that VWAP getting rejected right now winds up coming back up, I will look for a push to the upside, potentially to test that 786 or somewhere within that 786. Looking for a potential higher high. I don't know. This is going to be pretty ugly, to be honest. But you could potentially set up for a bearish divergence on your 4-hour if you do get that move. But it doesn't look the cleanest to me. But if you get a move up, I would expect some resistance on the golden pocket at about $4.10, between $4.10 and $4.18. If you get above that, I will look for a move up to the 786 at about $4.51. But in the meantime here, the 2-hour has printed a red dot. Let me get rid of this brush. I guess I will just go ahead and do this. Okay. Let's see. 1-hour money flow coming out. Yeah, guys, your bearish case lies on the 12 and the 16-hour. If we are going to get a move down on any of this stuff, I would look for the red dot on the 12 and the 16-hour, and then the money flow on the 45. You could even look at the 90. I would look at the 45-minute money flow crossing over into the red. I would also, that 1-hour. 1-hour money flow crossing over with these higher time frame red dots. 10-hour red dot is printing. Yeah, I would look for the lower time frame money flows between the let me see. Yeah, between the 30-minute and the 1-hour. That if the 30-minute and the 1-hour money flow, I would look for all these money flows to be coming into the red as you're printing that 8-hour red dot, that 12-hour red dot, that 16-hour red dot. That's likely where you'll see that move to the downside. Let's go ahead and pull some fibs here. From the high to the low, I would watch this level as support. You have your golden pocket, little bing, little bong. And you have your 786. Go ahead and label it. I would look for this to be a decent level of support. I would also watch this more local fib level. Golden Pocket coming in at about 377. Between 377 and 375, I'd watch that level as well. Boom. And let me go ahead and boom, right? Let me label this 786. Yeah, these are the levels. If we get that move to the downside off of that 16 and 12-hour red dot, look for bounces at these blue boxes. This is what I would look for. If you guys want to screenshot and take those levels, feel free, and then we will go ahead and move on. But again, money flow on these higher time frames, like daily money flow crossover into the green, that is bullish in the long term. Right? That is definitely bullish in the long term. However, if that VWAP rolls over, again, I would wait for a cool off. I would expect it to be a lackluster cool off before continuing back up, not a dump down to zero. But here we go. All right, let's see. How does my chat keep flying up like that? All right, let's see. Sincere said yesterday you were gonna do Solana and never did. Bing bong. We can take a look at Solana. I actually will take a look at Solana for the reason of me, and then we'll look at CAS as well. But I do want to take a look at Solana real quick because I do still hold my Solana, and I want to see if it comes back. Wow. Daily bull div. You got it. It wasn't the strongest bull div. You did get a move up, but now you're looking to roll back over. Money flow generally coming to the upside. Take a look at the 10-hour. Let's see. Take a look at the 4-hour. Yeah, I mean, it looks the same as everything else. 16-hour red dot printing, 12-hour red dot printing as well. 10-hour red dot confirmed. Your daily VWAP is cooling off, but again, money flow is the key here. Money flow is trending up. That is bullish. The VWAPs would indicate the noise in the market, right? So I would expect that to bring us higher low before another move to the upside, as long as that money flow continues to come up into a green wave, right? That is what I would expect. But again, same thing. 16 and 12-hour money flow, 16 and 12-hour red dots printing with the, let me see, is the 10-hour red dot confirmed, 8-hour red dot confirmed? So, yeah, I would look for the 45-minute is already in the red. I would watch for the 1-hour money flow crossover into the red. If you're getting that 16-hour red dot still, or if you're getting the 60, yeah, if you still have that 16-hour red dot, when that 1-hour money flow is crossing over into the red, that money flow crossover on the 1-hour might be the thing that gives you a move to the downside. But there you go. That's what I would look for on Solana, to be 100% honest. Coming back up to the higher time frames, I'll give you some levels here. Let's see. Let's pull our fib from the high to the low. Let's pull it from this high to that low. Boom. All right, so you're testing a golden pocket. Yeah, I would look. I'm actually going to find you support levels because that's probably going to be the thing that'll help you. Let me go ahead and draw this out. I would look at these levels for support between 1495 and 1418 for some support. That's really what I would watch. I would watch a bounce on that 1495 level. If you did get that, you could cool down from here and then bounce, and that would technically be a higher low, and you could break. You could keep breaking out there. But really, the goal here, your key level of resistance that you really want to get above here for higher prices on Solana, so you want to get above these levels, hop up. You want to hop above this blue box. Once you hop above this blue box, that's where I think you will get, significant moves to the upside. But quick and dirty on Solana, there you go. Let's see. All right, let's check out CAS. How long are we going for? Yeah, let's check out CAS. We are running out of time here. Taking a look at CAS. Let's see. Let me see if I can get something with. Okay, this has more. Oh wow, it's got way more price history here. Okay. Let's see. Let's come down to a lower time frame. Bada boom, bada bing. All right, let's get rid of some of it. Actually. Yeah. Do you guys see how it broke out of the value area high, came down, tested it, and then took off? This is why value area highs and previous value area highs are such a key level to watch for support. A lot of times you will come down and test it before getting another rip to the upside. Caspa doing really well right now. Taking a look at the daily. Boom. Yeah, daily green dot wound up giving you a big move to the upside. No daily bull div down here. That's interesting, but you did get down to the value area low, came right up to the high, flipped the high to support, and now you're continuing up, probably hitting some kind of interesting resistance here. Point of control, your previous range is where you are testing right now. You have been accepted back into this value area, right? Boom, this value area. I'll go ahead and make it neutral. So there you go, right? We are back in this range. If we can hold support above this POC, look for a potential rip up to that value area high coming in at about 0.033906 cents. But yeah, simply you are back in this value area. Now, if we come down to a lower time frame, we can get a little more context into what's happening. VWAP coming to the downside on the 4-hour, and if you cool off here, you may lose the POC and potentially come back down to the low here before continuing back up. But you are getting this 4-hour VWAP to roll back over. Money flow is still generally coming to the upside. 2-hour red dot printing. Yeah, you may cool off here for Caspa a little bit. And I would really watch for that 4-hour red dot to be the thing that actually brings you down. Key level of support sitting right here at your previous value area low at 0.024087 cents. Or just 0.024 cents. And that's what I would look for on Caspa. Key level here, right? We've broken back into a previous area of value or value area. We've broken back into this range. We held the low, so we came up to the POC. General, like basic value area stuff. If we flip that POC, look for a move up to the value area high, but I do think you will cool off in the short term. Just due to that 2-hour red dot, that 4-hour red dot looking to print. Your 3-hour is looking for the red dot as well, kind of bouncing around on the VWAP. Money flow kind of coming out in the 3-hour as well. Taking a look at the 12 and 16-hour. Actually, not really looking, not looking as bad as the other time frames, but it does look like they probably do want to calm down just a little bit. 8-hour VWAP coming down. Let's check our lower time frame. Yeah, 15-minute money flow coming out. 12-minute money flow coming out. Yeah, I would look for a cool-off on Caspa potentially. If you do come down, look for support on your value area low. If you come back up, look to flip that POC to support, and then look for a move higher up towards your value area high, your previous value area high. All right, let's see. Oh, God. What did I just walk in on chat? All right, guys, let's go ahead and, that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream, guys. Those are the altcoins, but let's go ahead and pull up the picker wheel. How many likes did we get? Today was kind of a slow day, to be honest with you. Thursdays are a bit weird. 489 people still in here. Almost 400 likes, guys. Let's try to get it to 500. See if we can do it. Let's see. Karam said Solana's not worthy enough to do TA. Love the TA. Keep up the good work, Frank Starr. Shout out to Vic. Vic. Bada bin. Not bada bing. Bada bin. Shout out to Vic. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for being here. You have an office now. Didn't know you even have a job yet, let alone an office. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Crypto Billy out here like a menace. Super chatting me $200 yesterday. Billy, you're an absolute legend. So much of a legend, we actually don't know if he's real, guys. We don't know if he's real. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Said you promised on Tuesday you'd spin the wheel 20 times yesterday, but you didn't. And I will I will say this, guys. Rob, you are a good person for reminding me about that because, guys, the wheel spins basically create work for the mods. And the fact that Rob the Crypto Snob is being honest and reminding me just to show his character. Shout out to Chris Ergo, says, thank you for that, TA. No problem, Chris. I got you, bro. But, yeah, Rob, man, you're a good dude, man. Thank you for reminding me that. We will spin it 20 times, I guess. But let's go ahead and start spinning this dang wheel. Here we go. Bada boom, bada bing. All right, let's see. All right, here we go. Spin numero uno. I'm gonna just spin through these guys because we got a lot. Much love, Frankie. Appreciate what you do. Shout out to Killing It Crypto. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate you. You keep crushing it as well. Yeah, nice cool off to 28.5. Hey, shout out to Blue Ridge Crypto. That's what we're looking at, baby. Let's go. Shout out to Just Bullish. Said, FC, you are the hit of Hit Network. I appreciate you so much. Just Bullish, I appreciate you not only for saying that, but also hanging around in the live stream. I really do appreciate that, man. Let's see. But yeah, I would hammer home the point, guys, that just remember, everybody was calling for 100K, and we never got it. Everybody's calling for 10K. Actually, I wouldn't say everybody's calling for 10K. Actually, I would say more people probably think the bottom is in. But people calling, like the Bears are always going to call for lower, and the Bulls are always going to call for higher, right? So it's hard. It's hard. It's hard. But just you got to do your own thing. You got to make your own decisions, and don't go by what other people say, right? Like some of my biggest mistakes, not biggest mistakes, but like I've been doing this for a while, right? And I'm surrounded by people in crypto, and obviously, you know, the internet is a very big place with a lot of people and a lot of opinions and a lot of self-proclaimed experts. And you know, if you're thinking one thing, and you have a bunch of other people calling for something else, you're gonna like you can take other people's opinions into account, but don't let them veer you away from your legitimate technical analysis, right? Like I've done that in the past, where it's like you hear a bunch of people saying the opposite of what you think, and you're like, man, if all these people think this, maybe I'm wrong, and then you change your mind, and what you thought was gonna happen plays out, and what they were saying was gonna happen never plays out, and you wound up being right in the first place. That is a horrible place to be in, right? You never want to be like, oh, I should have just listened to myself. That's a terrible feeling. I would rather any day of the week be wrong because I was wrong than be wrong because I switched my opinion to listen to somebody else. So just remember that. Let's see. Understanding TA more makes me feel like a conservative TA person. I think 100K is overhyped, to be honest. Listen, that's why, you know, I especially in the bull run, guys, like, be ready. Like, it's almost like when the meme coins came out, like when we just had this like random meme coin pop. Everybody came out of the woodworks, guys. Our chat was filled with people. I have the next Sheeb. I have the next Sheeb. This is the next Shiba. We're in a bear market. Like, I said this too. I said, guys, remember that meme coin runs, like meme coin bull runs or meme coin seasons, as people say, typically mark the top of a decent move on Bitcoin. And granted, we didn't get a massive nuke to the floor or anything like that, but understand that if I remember correctly, that meme coin season was happening like up at the top here, right? So that and then we wound up coming down. So and like, I don't know, like I think Pepe actually just recently ripped, like when we started pumping again. But just understand that, you know, these, like, what's another meme coin? Like, Wojak was another one, I think. I'm trying to think of these other. I don't really look at this stuff, so I don't really know what they're doing. Have they survived? Let's see. Like, yeah, like, remember, like, people are thinking this thing's going to the moon. Absolutely nuke to the floor, right? Like, right here, everyone's going, this is the next Shiba. Like, we're all going to, it's all going to be $1 million. Like, 92% down from the bottom. Now you're only about, 83% from the top, right? So, it's I always get sussed out every time there's a meme coin season. So it's just be careful out there, right? Be careful out there when everyone's saying they got the new Shiba. These people, it's 99% of them are scams, and everybody wants to, everybody wants to pump their own bag, right? And understand that a lot of these people that come in, like, you guys probably seen them. Our mods are literally top notch. Rob, do we have to call the cops on Dave? But yeah, like a lot of the people that were coming in here pumping meme coins, you have to understand that that's their community, right? Like, they're probably in some Discord group going, all right, now everybody go to this influencer's page and spam the chat with the name of our coin so they can buy it. And I don't really try to pay too much attention to it. Like, what was the coin, like, that one guy came in and was, like, making jokes about? A monkey token or whatever. Let's see. Let's see. And again, like, nobody knows. Like maybe these coins, like some of these coins are going to be the next Shiba. But like Monkey, right? Down 85%, more than 85% from where it was, right? Like they were all telling you to buy here. So you got to be very careful with these people. Like they're all part of a community trying to pump their coin. Meme coins are and always will be gambling, right? Like there's no, it's just gambling. That's what, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I made a lot of money with meme coins, right? So there's nothing wrong with it, but you just have to be careful and understand understand what it is, right? But yeah, free Dave. Free Dave. I'm going back to my cage. It's okay, Dave. We'll let you back in, bro. Just take 5 minutes. Okay. Oh, yeah. Mo. Shout out to Mo. I will say this, actually. I mean, it's down 85%. Like, I'm surprised that this might be like a developer. Like, a developer buys in, right? So they're holding that bag. Like, that's, like, probably, like, people involved are propping this up. But I'll be honest, I'm surprised this thing is not at the floor already. I'm surprised this thing didn't go to zero. It's actually holding kind of nice there. Not gonna lie. Like, I'm not just hating to hate. Like, it's kind of holding the floor there, but I would be sussed out by, like, who's holding that up, right? Everybody else got out, and then, like, just the people who have it, like, people who made it are just holding it. I don't know. But, just understand, like, when those meme coins were popping, I hate, no one wants to hear the guys say the meme coins are not going to the moon, right? Like, but I have, yeah, Rob said those monkey shillers are now sleeping with the fishes. Yeah, I don't have anything against meme coins, like and especially don't have anything against that one in particular. It's just like they were like, check this project out. What's it called? Monkeys token. Like it's a meme coin. It's gambling. It's not a real thing. It's and it's like most likely a scam. And if it's not a scam, it's a meme coin, and it's most likely not going to go anywhere, right? Like it'll get these massive pumps and stuff, but it's all based off hype. And again, nothing wrong with it, but you have to be careful when everyone's saying, like, you could smell it come out, like all the meme coins, like, oh my God, this meme coin's going. This is like, oh my God, the meme coin craze. That is like the biggest warning sign to like that we're probably near a top, right? So just take it for what it's worth, right? And that was nice. It was a little meme coin season with an anonymous team. Yeah, it's like anonymous team, and like there were spelling errors on that website. Like, come on. It's like, and again, it doesn't mean that you, like, people who bought, like, let me just go back to this real quick. Like, people who might have been buying this down here, I don't know who was. Like, even if you bought it right here, like, you made money. Like, I'm not saying, like, here's the thing. I want to be very clear because there's definitely opportunity. Like, you made money, right? Like, you definitely made money if you took that trade. But it's, yeah, John Davis, like, project. Yeah, it's like, and who knows? Like, I mean, what do I know? I didn't really do any research on this. I just went to the website, saw spelling errors and anonymous team, and I'm just basically like, I'm good on that. But, like, doesn't mean you can't make money. But I'm just saying, like, what happened to the meme coins? They dumped. Like, that's always going to happen. It's like people just get so fanatical over that stuff. And, like, yeah, it's like I wouldn't be surprised if that Mo guy was a developer, guys. Like, come on. But yeah, and then like when you see multiple people being like, monkeys, check out Shiba Lambo Inu Mars, check out like, and there's 40 people in the chat saying that, they are probably all in a group going, let's go to this person, shill, pump our bag, right? And that's fun, sure, that's fun. I mean, we'll just block them, but like, it's just understand what it is. You could partake in it for sure, but just understand what it is, and you have to understand what it is to assess the risk properly. Like I buy meme coins too. I didn't buy into this meme coin season because it didn't happen in a bull market. It happened in a bear market, so it was very short-lived. Kind of felt like that was going to happen. I could have been wrong, but But in a bull market, like if the meme coin season comes in the bull market, like guys, I'm going to be trading the meme coins. We're going to be talking about the meme coins, right? But in a bear market, they were like, it's meme coin season, and I'm like, I'm not willing to jump around. I'm not willing to jump on this bandwagon. I'll wait till the bull market, but just be careful. Monkey Mo. Shout out to Mo. He seems like a nice guy. But I hope he comes back. And listen, for the sake of Mo, guys, I hope Monkeys is the next Shiba Inu. I hope Mo gets rich. Like, I genuinely hope he does well. It's not like I want him to fail or anything, but I gotta, I have a responsibility to try to protect people on this channel, and but while also telling you where the opportunities are. Like, so the opportunities are in meme coins. You just gotta realize that when you got like 18-year-olds saying, like, making TikTok videos about like, this is the next Shiba. This is the next Dogecoin. And it's like, dude, like, probably not, right? Like, but you got to play that game if you want to catch the next one, right? Like, if you want to catch the next Dogecoin, if you want to catch the next Shiba, It's the people playing that game that are going to get into those projects, but it's luck, right? Like, it's complete gambling, but you could totally make money. I don't want to come off like a meme coin hater. Again, I love meme coins, but you just got to take it for what it is, understand what it is, understand it's gambling, and use money that you're willing to lose to get into it, right? For me, meme coin, even though we're not going to see meme coin season probably anytime soon, but if we do, this is what I do. In the bull run, I made a lot of money with the meme coins. This is what I would do. I don't really talk about like what kind of money I'm putting into my personal bags. So I'll just use $100 for easy math, right? If I only had $100 to invest in meme coins, I would put, just use $100 for even math. I would take $20, pick 5 meme coins, put $20 in each meme coin, right? Probably all of them are going to go to zero, right? Or 4 of them, a majority of them are going to go to zero. But if 4 of them go to zero and one goes ballistic and does 100x, you're going to make way more money than those other 3. Like, you're only going to lose $80, right? You're only going to lose $80 on the 4 that went to zero. But if that $20 that you put in that other one, that 100x, you're going to make a ton of money, right? It's going to outweigh those losses. And that's what I did. It worked out really well for me. The thing is, if all my meme coins went to zero, I was, okay, cool, I'm moving on, right? It's like not a big deal because I understand it's gambling and I understand I'm likely to lose the money, so I risk money I'm willing to lose. So anyway, guys, with all that being said, be careful with the meme coins. Again, not trying to shy anyone away. You can make tons of money with them. So there's some of the best opportunities in crypto. That's where the 100x's are, the degenerate low caps. That's where the 100x's are. You're not going to get 100x with Ethereum. You're not going to get 100x with Bitcoin. You're not going to get 100x with ADA, right? It's these degenerate meme coins and the degenerate low cap altcoins, right? But you could get into low cap altcoins that have good use case, not something that's based off of hype. So just be careful out there. But as long as you're making money, guys, that's all that matters. But with all that being said, we ran a little bit over tonight. But hey, somebody's got to spit the sauce. But with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right after ATB. Shout out to my boy DZ. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Tyler Ramos.
I got a funny story for you guys. Real quick. You guys know I got my new water bottle here. I'm trying to drink more water. And we have a chiropractor that comes to the office once a week, right? To help us all out as we're slouched over our desks. I did it for the first time today. I never did the chiropractor before. I did it for the first time. And first thing she said to me, right? I don't drink a lot of water, right? You guys know this. That's why I have this water bottle. And you can see I've only drank about half of it today. It's at 3 p.m. and it's right now 8 almost. But she went to go do my adjustment, and she, like, poked my back 3 times. And she goes, ugh, how much water do you drink? And I was like, why? And she's like, how much do you drink? And I'm like, not a lot. She's like, I can tell. From poking my back. That hurt my feelings. Like, she could tell how little water I drank by poking my back. She's like, yeah, your muscles should not feel like this. And I'm like, okay. And then she told me, I've been trying to drink one of these a day. She told me I have to drink 2 of them. So I'm even more behind than I thought, guys. I'm so stressed out now about my water intake. But with all that being said, that's all I got, guys. I'll see you tomorrow, same place, same time. Shout out to my boy DZ right after ATB. That's all I got. 5:45 Eastern Time, PM. You guys know how it goes. I'll see you guys next time. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.